Congratulations, you've made it to the end of the Ignite and Write workshop. This is the final module where we will really deep dive into how to foster an author's mindset. Now we are really connected on this beautiful journey to create a book that's going to change the lives of anyone who picks it up going forward. You have really anchored in the purpose for your book. You understand who it is that you're writing for and how to connect with them. And you have done the work to create a structure that's going to pave the way for you to write your book with ease. So with all of the foundations in place, all you have to do is write it, right? But sometimes it's not that easy. The last thing I ever want to do is to send you out into the wilderness with this structure in hand to fend for yourself, because I know that too often there are mindset demons that can rear their ugly heads at the worst possible time that can really help to stifle your creative process and potentially even stop you from reaching the end of completing your first draft. But first things first, I want you to know that it is completely normal to have these mindset demons pop up. I've had the privilege of talking to many authors over the years, including international best-selling authors who have released multiple books, and each and every one of them has told me that these mindset demons do pop up for them, and they have the proven path to success. So just know that you are completely normal to be experiencing these thoughts and feelings, and the key forward is just to understand how to jump over them and keep the momentum going. The problem is that so often people who aren't aware of these mindset demons allow them to take over their thought process and stifle their creativity to the point where the idea of releasing their book is no longer exciting or gets them passionate about getting their message out there into the world. The tragedy with this is that they quite often set their book to the side, and it may sit there for many decades or may not even get released at all. And when that happens, these little mindset demons can niggle away and really wear down your passion, your purpose, your drive, and even your sense of self-worth in becoming an author. So now I'm going to take you through the top 5 mindset demons that present themselves so that you know how to identify them when they tap you on the shoulder and threaten to jump into your brain space. Now, the first mindset demon that comes up time and time again for even the most seasoned writers is that feeling of being stuck, and that little voice that pipes up and says, there's no way forward. What are you going to do next? So even though you have this beautiful structure in place and a pathway forward, you are still building this writing muscle. This may be the first time you've ever sat down and really put your time and energy into the art of writing. So it's okay that you might stumble at times. But what can happen if this mindset demon is left unchecked is that you fail to see your blueprint or your structure as a living, breathing document that can shift and change, and that can adapt to the addition of more memories, more content, more wisdom, more knowledge that's going to drop in for you beyond the process of this workshop. It's all a part of the creative process. But when this mindset demon kicks in and you aren't aware of it, it can hamper your ability to move forward and get creative with how you present your work. Now, the second one, and this is a common life problem all across the board, is I don't have time. I can see you nodding your head behind the screen right now as you hear that. It really is the second most common mindset demon that can creep in. That feeling that there's not enough hours in the day, and how are you going to dedicate time to this project of writing your first draft? Now, the fact is that anything that you prioritize, you are going to allocate time to. Unfortunately, when this mindset demon is winning, your book falls further and further down the priority list until it's basically at the bottom and not even a consideration. The problem with this is that when you do pick up your book, you've lost the momentum, you've lost the connection to the content that you've already created. And at the end of the day, this is just going to push out the time frame that it takes for you to complete your first draft, if you do at all. Unfortunately, I've seen so many authors who have succumbed to this particular mindset demon. And while some have gone on to release their books maybe 10 years later than planned, Others have left their book by the wayside and it's still sitting on their heart, unable to be released to the world. The third mindset demon is that of feeling alone. Sounds terrible, but writing can actually be a lonely journey if you embark on it by yourself. I have seen so many authors who have maybe kept their writing a secret because they were too scared to let people know that they were working on the project. Why? Because they didn't want to be asked how they were doing. The problem is this: if you keep your book projects tight to your chest like some kind of clandestine spy mission, you actually miss the opportunity to connect with like-minded people who are on the same journey as you. Without that accountability built in, you are more inclined to just let your book slip off the radar because no one is calling you to account and making sure that you're staying on track with your writing progress. I have a real life story that I can share with you around this particular mindset demon, and it was a beautiful client of mine by the name of Euphrasia Gagliardo. So she was an Italian nonna who had this beautiful vision of a book that she had wanted to create since she was in her late 20s. But because she had no one to journey alongside in order to create this book, she put it to the side and focused all of her energy on the family business, raising her children, and then helping to raise her grandchildren, which gave her an amazing life, but it left her vision and her book dream unfulfilled for an incredible 4 decades. So it was an absolute honor when we were able to connect and I could support her in bringing this book to life. So it just goes to show that when you don't have that accountability buddy, that it's so easy to say that you're going to do it tomorrow. But really, does tomorrow ever come? So the fourth mindset demon is centered around costs. And that mindset demon that pipes up and says, this is costing too much time and too much energy. What is all of this for? And what am I getting back in return? That pesky little demon doesn't actually remember that you have already learned about the product versus pillar and the potential for your book to be taken to a whole new level if you have the right support around you. Now, I'm so pleased to say I've had many, many clients who have gone through this journey, released incredible books that connect and engage, and have made back that return on time and energy many, many times over. The fifth mindset demon comes back to that old adage of I'm not good enough. When you boil it down even further, it comes down to authors losing the connection to their purpose and understanding why it's important that their story goes out into the world. They lose track of how their story is going to really make a difference in the lives of the readers who will pick up their books. The irony of this is that the whole reason why you are driven to share your story is because you have already experienced some kind of amazing transformation yourself. So you know that the power of it is there, but the mindset demon creeps up, plants that seed of doubt, and if left unchecked, that will spread and ultimately stop many, many authors in their tracks for completing their book. Now that you know the 5 main mindset demons, you can identify them so much more quickly and be ready for them because they don't have to win. So the Ignite and Write mentorship program is designed to support you all the way through from where we leave off today until completion of your first draft. You will be able to keep those pesky mindset demons at bay because for the entirety of the program, you will have access to professional support from myself, as well as a panel of guest speakers who come in to quell all of your questions about anything related to your authorship journey. The beauty of this is that you are also going to be linked in with a small, intimate group of like-minded authors just like yourself who are on the exact same journey. Now that's an incredible built-in accountability partner. So when we revisit those 5 mindset demons, you'll see that number 1, how do I continue that feeling of being stuck? That's going to be absolutely obliterated in the mentorship program because you will have the support to understand how to navigate these additional things that drop in, these beautiful insights, in a way that helps you to continue to write your first draft with flow. With the second mindset demon of I don't have time, The mentorship program provides you with weekly connection points with myself to ask any questions that you've had that have come up during the writing process for yourself, so we can hurdle over those mindset barriers the minute that they pop up. And every morning when you wake up, you will also have weekly writer's block obliterators and creative sparks sent directly to your inbox, so you can wake up, be inspired, and get in the creative groove. That third mindset demon of feeling all alone, not going to be an issue. You will have me in your corner for the duration of the program, as well as connection to an amazing group of like-minded authors who are journeying the same path as yourself. They are going to be experiencing similar things, and I often find a beautiful balance of one person asks a question who answers the question that's been on everyone else's minds at the same time. So it really is a beautiful way to bond and feel connected and supported through this journey. That fourth mindset demon, that feeling that it all costs too much, you will really be able to bust through that for the entirety of the mentorship program, because you will have expert speakers that pop in that really complement your authorship journey, that show you how to maximize your reach and the potential for your message to really land with your audience. The Ignite and Write mentorship program truly is the ultimate support for you to create your first draft. Remember, you can't publish anything until your first draft is created, because you can't edit, design, or publish nothing. This really is the next most important step. Now, the good news is that just by completing this workshop, you have access to apply for the Ignite and Write mentorship program. This is not open to the general public. It's only open to people who have done the work like yourself, who have their structure in place and are ready to hit the ground running. Huge congratulations for completing the Ignite and Write workshop. You need to pat yourself on the back, do a little happy dance, and give a little cheer, because what you have accomplished for the duration of this workshop is so much more than many aspiring authors do before they set off to write. You have everything that you need to have the clarity to move forward with great purpose and create something that is going to change the world.